Well, this is a huge match for Wrexham as they look to go back on top of the table, but there were much more important matters, of course. And first, before the game, there was a heartfelt tribute to Gary Speed, who tragically died over the weekend.
Everyone at Wrexham FC was devastated to hear the sad news of Sunday, the passing of Gary Speed. Gary was a highly respected and popular figure in the world of football after enjoying a successful playing career which spanned spells at Leeds United, Everton, Newcastle, Bolton Wanderers and Sheffield United, amassing some 840 appearances in all competitions. He was also highly respected as a Welsh player, winning 85 caps for his country, before making a highly promising start to his international managing career. Gary was also a frequent visitor to our Centre of Excellence in Colliers Park, where he proudly watched his son progress through the youth teams. It is rare that someone is so universally respected, and the shock of Gary's passing has been felt within the game by football fans worldwide, as is evident by all the glowing tributes made to Gary in the media over the last few days. The players, staff and fans of Wrexham Football Club would like to pass on their deepest condolences to the family and friends of Gary Speed, a true legend who will never be forgotten. In this land of the mystical dragon, a bright, shining flame has been extinguished forever. Gary Andrew Speed, 1969 to 2011. Rest in peace, my friend. 1 minute suppose will be the end of the start of the next year.
Well, it came to the action itself. Pretty even first half, when Wrexham didn't get things going. Could have scored in the first minute, mind. Mark Crichton here making contact with the header but not able to keep it on target. Then at the other end, Crichton again involved, an error by him this time, allowing Darlington an opportunity. Jos Malaby getting him out of trouble, saving well at the feet of Bowman. Maybe would be kept busy later on, but Wrexham's defence didn't look as solid as usual, with Nat Knight Percival suspended. In fact, that amazing record of consecutive league clean sheets would come to an end. But first Miyabi was worked again, this time a long-range shot by Bridge Wilkinson. The keeper unsighted and couldn't hold on to it. The flag went up for offside as he saved bravely at the second attempt. Wrexham tried to respond, but things weren't really working well for them in midfield. Curtis Obeng was at the centre of an awful lot they were doing, and Danny Rice, who was showing real energy up front here. Obeng fed Rice, but his shot not strong enough to test ex-Wrexham keeper Sam Russell. And from a set piece, Johnny Hunt ripping in a good cross, right climbing, couldn't get enough on his header to put it on target. Obeng again, always advanced, working the ball in the box, right laying it off well, Crichton up for a set piece, but not getting on top of the shot. And then Darlington got the breakthrough. Nice little ball in by Bridge Wilkinson. Lunging challenge by Crichton, could only have one outcome as Amy Fern pointed to the penalty spot. Bowman, the man who was chopped down by Crichton. There could be no complaints. Scything challenge. Westwood's dragged out to the flank, letting his man get in behind him when Crichton coming across and not able to compensate. Bridge Wilkinson slammed the penalty in. Great penalty. Had to be as well, because when you look at the replays, Maye came agonisingly close to getting his hand to it. Good efforts by the Cameroonian keeper, but Wrexham conceded for the first time in, 7 games in an hour. They struggled to respond as well as the half went on. This was the closest they went in the closing stages before half-time. Another determined run by Danny Wright and his driven cross, tipped over by Sam Russell. So the second half, Wrexham improved in the second half, started to put pressure on Cieslewicz there with the shot, took a deflection, Johnny Hunt agonisingly close, couldn't quite get on the end of it at the far post. Then Crichton coming forwards, standing the ball up. Decent interplayers on the edge of the area. Morel pops it off. Cieslewicz's shot does a good save from Russell. That shot looked destined for the top corner. Russell sorted out his feet and got across to it well. So Wrexham continuing to push on. Again, Obeng getting up the flank again. Wright trying to work him in. Obeng in a promising position. Maybe Wright should have done better, really. Driving it too straight. Before this rather worrying incident, Joe Clark picking up a serious injury, leaving the pitch on the stretcher. Now, follow the camera as it goes across, and it looked pretty innocuous then. Obviously, he's hurt. But in a moment, the camera will come across and see as he tries to get up that he has a real problem. And, well, it doesn't look too good, does it? He needed about 6 minutes of treatment before leaving on a stretcher. The change meant that Glenn Little came on for a rare substitute appearance, and Little would be absolutely crucial, as was the other substitutes brought on a bit later. Jake Spate replacing his manager, and those two subs would be key. Little would bring some creative inventiveness to the side, and Spate, of course, would get the winner. So Wrexham, looking to build from deep, would get the breakthrough. Appropriately, it was Little starting her off, and Wright and Obeng combining to split open the defence. Those three, the players who brought the most hope to Wrexham fans. Nice little layoff by Wright. Obeng keeping going in the box. A hell of a messy scramble, a poor clearance. Cieslewicz's puts it in for his second goal of the season. Now watch the replays. Darlington complained furiously that Obeng handled it. Maybe he did. A Darlington defender definitely did. So their protests were ignored. Unlike the that drama we had over a penalty at the racecourse a couple of weeks ago, Amy Fern protecting the linesman. Just when you see it again, like I say, there's a plain defensive handball in there anyway. And Cieslewicz's goal counts. Wright's head down again, but looking up and seeing his man, and Obeng, well, full marks of persistence. Look at this, it's fed in. That's a punch. Surely doesn't even really hit Obeng on the hand there. When it's cleared, well, Cieslewicz's, that's either a great finish, or he's lucky it didn't come back off the post. Take your pick. But that's a blatant handball by the defender anyway, isn't it, first? Anyway, the goal stood, and Wrexham were level, and all of a sudden the balance had changed, and you felt Wrexham were going to get a winner. Here's Little feeding it down the flank. Obeng advanced again, wins the free kick in a dangerous position, and that combination leading there to the winner. Free kick on the edge of the box, some inventive stuff as well. Young Johnny Hunt, they're expecting the ball driven into the goal mouth. They don't expect this. Spate peels away, Hunt feeds him in, and Jake Spate goes outright top scorer again, 8th goal of the season. Having put it through a massive in the goal mouth, Russell unsighted and helpless. Watch out for some crafty play by Mark Crichton though when they show you the replays, because Crichton does a fine job of blocking off Spate's marker. There's the finish, going through Wright's legs. Clever feedback by Hunt, like I said. But watch out for this one now. Crichton grabs hold of Spate's man. Spate drops off, uses that space. Doesn't get the best contact on the strike, but it's good enough. And Wrexham take the lead. Now, with 8 minutes of added time, There was always going to be a nervousness about Wrexham. Crichton here making an error, chesting it back. A real opportunity. But luckily Rundle didn't control properly, and Obeng again does well. Puts it behind for the corner. And then Wrexham in injury time, again building. Little once more at the heart of things, with combining again with Rice. Little patient enough to keep hold of the ball and play the right ball. Spate, lovely spin turn, but was driven finish too close to Russell. Still, didn't matter. Wrexham took the win and went back to the top of the table.